Welcome back to Pickleball Journey. Today we're talking about 6 key targets you want to hit against your opponents. Make sure to grab your notepad because you're not going to want to miss these.
My name's Elisha.
I'm Justin.
Let's get into it.
First place we want to target is our opponent's dominant shoulder. So if they're a righty, that's going to be their right shoulder. If they're a lefty, that's going to be their left shoulder. Most people sit with their paddle in this little bit 11 o'clock position favoring their backhand. So it becomes a little awkward, it becomes challenging to cover that right shoulder. Now you don't want to hit this, hit it to their shoulder here if you're hitting a softball, or if you're attacking. If you get an easy ball, you want to hit it at their feet. But this shot is usually when you are in a neutral or looking to go from a defensive to an offensive spot. You're speeding the ball up, you're hitting a drive, and you're going to that dominant shoulder.
Another target we're looking for is the distance equally between the players. So over here with the cushion and the pickleball is Justin's partner. And if they're shifting, I'm aiming for the middle, not necessarily middle of the court, but the in-between of my opponents. So when I'm at the pickleball line or I'm at the baseline or wherever, I'm trying to create a bigger distance between them so I can hit it and target the middle. So even with a dink, if I get a dink right here and I move Justin out wide, I can now try to hit the middle or go between them, especially if Justin's partner is kind of sneaking over. So really try to create that division and then go for the middle, whether that's a drive or a dink or a speed up. That's a good way to move them around or even create confusion between your opponents.
That Elisha's not only stronger in the weight room, but he's also the better player on the court. So when you notice that one person is better than the other when you're playing in a match, pick on the weak link. You want to target them more so that you're able to get, easier shots so that you can put the ball away. Now on the flip side, when you're playing, for fun, you're playing to get better in rec play, maybe pick on the stronger person because you want better shots coming back. You're trying to improve. So you want to actually get, more shots to that person so they're getting more balls back. Now, as we're talking about the weak side, I also want to bring up, pick on the weak side of their shot. This often tends to be the backhand. So maybe hit more shots to the backhand than you hit to the forehand. Pause real quick because we know everyone's playing a ton of pickleball and wearing through their shoes way too fast. If you do need shoes, be sure to check out Frometh. There's a 10% discount in the description.
This target that we're going to be talking about is the feet. Okay, a different perspective that people might think is that I want people to view the net as the center of a teeter-totter, right? The teeter-totter, you're going to want to be at the highest point in the air when you're on the seat, and you want your opponent to be at the lowest. So if I back up Justin here and I'm hitting the ball high, I want to get to his feet so that his paddle is the seat and it's low. So I'm high on that teeter-totter, okay? Now, a lot of people don't anticipate this, but if I back Justin up, he's back there. If he's moving forward, I can't hit to his feet at this moment in time, right? Because at this point, if I hit the ball and he moves forward, right, he's going to get a ball at his knees maybe, right? So I want to make sure that I'm anticipating my opponent's movements so that when I decide to hit to a certain spot, their feet are going to end up in that spot. This happens a lot when people hit a certain drop. So if Justin goes all the way back and he hits a bad drop, but he moves forward anyways, I'm not going to aim for his feet back there. I'm going to aim for maybe mid-court so that by the time he gets there, the ball is at his feet. So he's hitting a difficult shot. So the next time you go out, don't just aim directly for the feet. Anticipate your opponent's movements so that you can meet your shot with their feet in the exact point that you're trying to hit it.
This next target you want to hit to may sound really obvious, and it's hitting to the open court. So anytime that your opponents are shifted off to one side of the court and you see a gap, you want to hit to that open spot. Now, Elisha referenced this a little bit earlier in the video, where you also can create the open court. So if your opponents are in a good spot, there's not much of a gap, you need to, dink them out, hit some angles to bring them out. That might open up the middle, or you're pushing them off to one side, and that might open up the other side. So if you don't have an open court, you might need to create one.
Before we get into this next tip, please hit that like button. It really helps us out. And also consider subscribing to our videos. We come up with one weekly. We'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. You maybe have heard, don't hit to the lines. You create a margin for error. In a lot of cases, that's true. But with this tip, we're gonna tell you to hit the line. And that would be the kitchen line. So when I'm gonna act as the opponent, when you're hitting to your opponent, they're at the kitchen line. Now, we don't want to aim for the kitchen line in front of them, right? Because if we do that, they can hit out of the air. But if we can dink or hit the ball out of the air to hit to the kitchen line to the right or to their left, they're going to tend to back up, let it bounce, and now you got them off the kitchen line to be able to work them side to side until you get a pop-up. So the next time you're targeting, make sure we're targeting the kitchen line to the right or to the left instead of the line in front of them. That way you get, even if they're reaching to try to hit out of the air, it's still a difficult shot for them. So back them up, work them side to side until we can get it dipping at their feet and capitalize on a high ball.
Thanks so much for watching, and thanks to our sponsor, Engage, for the support. If you do want a 20% discount on any Engage paddle, check out the description and the link below.